put out ghost guns on the milk carton tanks, and they cost like $70 each, right? And then we take the rest of that money, we dunk it into public education. That's right. I don't understand why people don't fucking get that. Have some elk.
Let's force Ford to make tanks again, huh? Yeah, let's do that.
All right, enough making fun of Joe Rogan.
I know we're gonna get kicked off the algorithm.
600 billion followers.
Hey, he used to come to you for exposure. So
yeah, hello. Yeah, this is security downstairs. There's a guy named Joe Rogan here. I'm like, oh yeah, just send him up. He's okay. Hey, what's going on, you guys?
If it was illegal to say stupid things into a microphone,
why must you be so stupid?
These guys would be doing life without parole.
Hey, everybody, we're back from prison.
Why do we keep encouraging this kind of behavior? It's the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan.
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
Along with Mike Shue and Isaiah Moskahana Bonsa Monablitz Boskowitz, whatever the hell his name is.
So tired.
Oh, me too. What can we go back to coronavirus?
I know. Is Isaiah not joining us today?
He's not. He is he was captured by the Mexican cartel apparently.
What does that mean?
He's in Mexico and he's not answering his texts.
He's in Mexico?
Yeah, you didn't see his post? He didn't even say anything to me. I was calling him for 3 days and I started giving him the Isaiah treatment where I just started hammering.
Okay, that's great.
Great talk.
Great talk. Yeah.
Oh, I guess we're just not doing it now. I'm like, I was
so needy. So very needy.
I was in the shower. God.
I know, right? My wife is having a fucking baby. Fuck you.
Any minute.
How's that going? How's she doing?
It's getting real now. Yesterday we had an appointment and the doctor said to have a bag packed and ready to go at any minute.
Oh, so she's going to do it en natural.
That's what she says.
Right.
Like she wants to go no epidural or anything and everyone laughs at her.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Everyone keeps asking if we have a birthing plan or whatever. And I'm just like, it really seems like there's so many different things that could go right or wrong, or like if it goes down this road. It's kind of like Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. This is going to be a punch in the face.
Right. Did any of the Pilgrim women have a birthing plan? No.
I don't.
They just got up on a table and had that baby, and then they wiped the table off, and then they ate some corn and they buried the placenta in a hole.
Oh yeah,
that's all.
Or they cooked it up for leftovers.
That's true. You could eat the placenta. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. Apparently, I think that's called cannibalism. But whatever.
Well, you can ground it up. You can dry it out, ground it up, put it in capsule form.
Still cannibalism. Placenta is people.
It is people.
You're eating people.
And it's weird that her body just grew an organ. Also a person, but an organ.
Hell, the organ bothers you, not the entire human being with a heart and brain.
Yeah, the bones and stuff that you created, like that's normal.
Everything, that's going to be able to do math in a few years. Think about that, Josh.
Oh, yes. Like it's going to be able to tell the difference between shapes, we hope.
Yeah. And it's going to run really fast, and you're going to have to run in a parking lot in a mall during Christmas time with cars everywhere. It's going to be amazing, dude.
I'm creating something that I'm going to argue with.
Right. You're going to say it's time to leave at the supermarket, and she's going to just throw herself on the floor and scream, and you're going to have to pick her up and put her over your shoulder and just walk. You just got to do
God.
It.
Yeah, I got to stop going through self-checkout with a baby.
Yeah, don't do that. Are we talking to that girl today?
Yes.
Okay.
The one with the giant mouth.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. I feel so inadequate. I thought I loved sandwiches. This girl's sandwich queen. I got nothing. I mean, I can only eat my sandwiches maybe in 30 or 40 bites.
Yeah.
She's like a 3-bite girl, man.
It seems dangerous. I get anxiety watching her do it because she puts half a sub in her mouth and then
it's amazing, like a big sub, like one of those half loaves.
like when Laura's actually the one that turned me on to her. She's like, you got to watch this girl. She's amazing. I like Laura's a big fan of hers. And I was like, I feel like that's like makeup. Like she's putting her lipstick on really big and then she puts the food in her mouth. And I'm like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah. Well, also, it looks like she unhinges her jaw also, but we'll ask.
yeah. It looks like she can eat
Yeah.
a frog like a snake can. But yeah, she was just on, I don't know. We can ask her. She was just on Ellen, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We'll find out if Ellen is as awful as everybody says. Seriously, Ellen, everyone said Ellen was awful. And then she lost like 68 million viewers. And that wasn't even half or something like that, you know? But
yeah.
still,
And just from
right?
what I know, because I know I used to spend a lot of time on the Warner Brothers lot, which is where she films her show.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people that worked on that show were interned, and all of it's true.
Really?
She's a nightmare.
She seems so like chill, but she seems chill in a medicated way.
Yes.
You know what I
She
mean?
seems like somebody who used to be Ellen.
Right.
But I mean, to do that job, you kind of have to be, can't
Yeah, every day. You know, there's like those stories about Steve Harvey, you know, where it's like, don't talk to him, don't look at him. He just wants to go on, do it, does the work, leaves, don't talk to him. You know, you got to get into that particular zone, and you find that people who work in that field, some people we know personally, you know, are kind of dickish, but that's because I think you have to be a certain way to do that every day.
But like,
that's a tough job. I'm not making excuses for Ellen because, you know, our friend LB once told me it takes you 2 seconds to be nice, takes you 2 seconds to be a dick. That's totally your decision.
Yes.
And so I was a dick, and you know, I slapped the beer out of his hand. No, I was
well,
like,
he said something else.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? I don't, you know, I try not to be a dick, although it's fun.
But like what Isaiah was saying last episode about Kevin James being a dick before Kevin James went, like he was introduced to Kevin James and he was kind of rude to Isaiah before he went on stage.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it after, and I was like, there got to a point where like Laura would come to all my stand-up shows with me. And when it got to be like the 30-minute mark before I knew I was going on stage, I would be like, you sit here, I'm going to go stand in the corner by myself, because I would become an asshole before.
Right. You need to get in a frame of mind. Some people need to get into a zone.
Yeah.
And that's
like, I don't need anyone talking to me, but radio was the opposite. I feel like I was better when I wasn't thinking about what I was going to say before the mic went on. If I was overthinking, then I was terrible.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't thinking before the mic went on, then I'd be like, oh, now it's like a conversation. Yeah. And I wasn't like, whoa.
There's a balance. There's everyone has their own balance, and there's a balance to that. You know,
I'm trying to find
you know, I've worked with some people who are just impossible. And you know, like I interned with Charles Laquadera, and I've always told you about that routine he had before he went on.
Was he the one with the warm soda?
No, that was Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh.
In the studio with Charles, and the producer was like, I got to send you out. You got to find a 6-pack of Tab, and you got to come back and warm it if it's not already room temperature. I was like, that's you know, I'm 17. Okay, that's the weirdest request I ever got, being a 17-year-old. And
yeah,
so I went out and it was cold, but I put it in a sink full of warm water, and Bobcat came in and he drank it. He was like, oh, thanks. This is great. I was like, oh, good. All right. I got that right. He wasn't a dick about it. That's just what he wanted. He asked for that. So,
but being a comedian, and especially him, I wonder if he did it just to see who would do it. Like it was like a fun thing.
That's the whole Van Halen Brown M&M thing. Like, it wasn't like they had this thing with Brown M&Ms. They were just seeing if the promoter was following the contract. And that's a lot of times when you see strange or hear about strange requests on a rider for like bands, you know, like Faith No More would ask for cast iron candle holders, you know,
but it's like just to see it, are you skimming through this or are you actually reading it?
Are you taking this seriously? Right. And the Foo Fighters brought it to a point, much like Dave Grohl does, or I don't know whose idea it was in the Foo Fighters, to make it into a kid's activity book.
It was probably Dave.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was a kid's and you could go and someone released it online once, and I went and I printed it all out and made a little, you know, brought it home for my daughter. you know, and it was just,
That's
he was like,
amazing.
he was like 5 at the time or whatever when it came out. And it's so funny. It's like, you know, which of these deli meats does, you know, Pat Smear not like? And it was like, here's bologna. And then you could color it in and then you circle the one and they had all the answers at the
There's a
end.
connect the dots.
Yeah, it's a connected dot. It was everything. It was an activity book and it was their rider, you know, and
I'd still probably fail it because I'm awful at testing. I'd be like, this is a test. Dave Grohl's going to judge me.
It is. Well, it is. It is a test. You know, it's like, what was the other? Oh, well, there's ones that aren't tests. There's ones that are just seriously crazy. Like Elton John brings an interior decorator with him to every gig to make.
Oh yeah,
sure.
he like builds his own apartment at every venue, doesn't
He has
he?
an interior decorator make it look like a house, like with like
French furniture and
18th century French furniture and wall hangings and things like that. And you know,
But like when you're on the road as much as Elton John, don't you feel like, and you have the money and the power, don't you feel
I
like
would too. Yeah.
like I don't like the TD Garden is it's like being in the outdoor section at Home Depot, like behind the scenes. You're just in a concrete wall and there's
they're all
stuff.
the same.
Yeah.
They're all
Like-
the same. They're all cinder block concrete walls, square rooms, you know, those function room chairs and long
Yes.
tables. You know, it's all just, you know, and it's like, you know, you ask any musician really who goes on tour, or most, or the ones I've talked to, it's like, oh wow, well, how was Prague? You know, and they're like, I don't know.
I didn't see Prague.
I was in a room with no windows, and then I went on stage and played, and then I got back on the bus and we drove all night. And
You're working.
Right? Yeah, you don't. It's not sightseeing, you know. And
Yeah. And it's like
so-
going to Vegas for like radio. People are like, "Oh, what'd you do in Vegas?" And it's like, "Well, I went to the hotel, then I had to get up super early
right,
for the broadcast. I did the broadcast, and then we had a flight at the end of it."
right, yeah. Or you could have been like some people that I worked with and stayed up all night gambling and just rolled into the show. Hey, baby, how's it
Oh,
going?
who was that?
How was school?
I'm going to say this once and once only. All boys just think with their dicks and we should cut them all off.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
And there's the promo for the.
There we go. You know,
I'm gonna have a daughter.
usually I'd say, hey, watch your language, but there's nothing I can argue with that statement.
There is nothing.
Really, I'm glad she knows that at this early age.
Yeah. What is she, a junior in high school?
No, she's a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay. My brother and sister are age gap, are juniors, and they're.
Yeah, you're having a girl, right?
Yeah, I'm having a girl.
All right. You know what? That's good. You just
Is it
got to
good?
be. Well, I don't know. I don't know. No, never mind. I want to retract that statement. It's
Well, you're the
different for
person I was
everyone.
going to go for
Well,
advice.
it's different for everyone. You know, I mean, you know, hopefully she'll have Laura's common sense.
Yeah, I hope she has a lot of Laura's everything. Just anything with me, I'm just a little worried about. But
Yeah.
like my forehead size and
Right.
let
You
me
do have
check
a big
with it.
forehead. That's why you wear a hat all the time.
It is, and I think
When you take your hat off, I immediately go, I wish he'd put that back on. Stop it. Oh my God.
it's
See,
a
that's,
drive-in movie theater
you
screen,
look
right?
like a male Sade. with Sade, actually, you don't look anything like Sade except from above your eyebrows to your hairline. That's about it. Because she's
Oh,
really beautiful.
God. And I'm not.
No.
Hold on. Let me just see where this chick is. My wife said she's home and I'm not. And I forgot to tell her I was recording. I'm just a mess right now. I've never been so busy. Like I went from a year of like nothing
Mhm.
to where there's just, I need 2 days in one.
Right.
There's just not enough hours in the
Yeah.
day.
You know,
Like,
I became a lot busier once they laid me off at AAF. All of a sudden, it was like, why am I more busy than I was when I had a job?
Right.
Like-
Because you had one thing to focus on.
Right, exactly. You know, and that's not true anymore. Like you don't just have one job anymore.
No.
You know, nobody just has one job. It's a couple of jobs, or you got side hustles.
Especially if you want to own a house and have a kid.
Right, you're right, exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta get it where you can.
I was saying to Laura the other day, I was like, I'm so jealous of like some of the like my parents' neighbors. When I grew up, there was this guy that lived next door to them. He worked at a shoe store when he got out of the army after World War II. So when he was like 19, worked at this shoe store in downtown Air until maybe 2 years ago when he was 82 or something.
Oh my
And
God.
he's got a
really?
house, supported his entire family. I don't think his wife worked, and saved up enough to retire. And I'm like, that's the American dream, is having one job.
That was the American dream.
That was the American dream, but it's not anymore. And
it's
I can't imagine just getting a regular job and being able to raise a family.
right.
Like
That
there's
doesn't exist anymore.
no.
Working at the office or the factory, just having that one job. If it works for you, that's great. And if your wife can stay at home and take care of the kids or whatever, or if you can stay at home and take care of the kids, which would be ideal for me, and have your wife do all the work, whatever, that doesn't exist anymore unless you're like super, super rich.
Yeah.
And even in that case, you're still doing other things,
But then how do you get super rich? You got to do a million things.
got to do a million. Yeah, you have to.
Unless you inherit
Not
it.
super rich, you have to, if you want to get ahead, you got to do a bunch of different things. That's why I do this podcast, because it brings in like hundreds of thousands of dollars every week.
Right?
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the check to clear.
I know. Yeah. It's been a year just waiting for those checks to clear.
Oh, speaking of, hold on. Let me just finish this email. I feel like now, like my whole life is like I bring my phone in the shower now. That's how busy I am. Also because it's like getting ready for a baby, but also moving while the doctor's saying the baby can be here any minute.
Right.
And also trying to continue like working. Well, not working, but trying to like find more work. And like, it's been a while since my audio equipment is all over the place. So it's like hard for me to do voice work right now. And so I can't do that on the thing that I was doing voice work on. And like can you hear the dogs?
Oh, was that dogs? I thought that was Laura going, "Where's the peanut butter?"
It's next to the pickles like you asked.
Get this out of me now.
And then on top of that, like she can't walk really
His wife's
anymore.
pregnant. She's gonna have a baby any day now. No, but I'm just saying that was like mama. That was like mama with you in the last couple of weeks. She's like, "Get it out of me. Get it out of me."
Has she had any weird cravings?
She has. She says she hasn't, but she was a fruits and vegetables kind of person. Like she would never have any junk food ever.
Yeah.
So the first weird one was she sent me to the store for Cheerios, and I was like, "Cereal for you?" Yeah, Cheerios. Then anything. She's her wild thing is still healthy, and then anything funfetti.
Oh yeah, this one was into funfetti for a long time.
I got into it in the past like 4 months, but because of her. And then BLTs.
Oh,
huge into BLTs, and I actually ruined it for her because I microwaved bacon, and that made her feel like sick.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta make her real bacon.
I've heard some really weird ones. Like, okay, so there's apple and cheese, like
That's
together.
nothing wrong with that.
Vanilla ice cream and pickles.
Still,
let's see.
There's
jam and a hard-boiled egg.
Okay, now you're just being gross.
I'm being honest.
They're all being gross.
What else?
All right,
This is gross.
Get out of here.
Pregnant women are gross.
No, you're gross. Get out of here. That wasn't my daughter. That was my maid. Speaking of that, why don't you try doing some laundry?
I just got back from doing the MCAS and I kicked ass.
All right, get ready for that, Josh.
They're still doing the MCAS. Damn it.
Oh yeah, I know they didn't get out of it this year.
Here's my advice: pick C on all of them. It's the only reason I passed the 10th grade. Oh, of course, this has been my life.
You should just save that as a drop. This has been my life. I thought she was a researcher who put 12 packs of cigarettes in her mouth at the same time, like you see in the Guinness Book of World Records. And get a ton of clicks and sell advertising for it on top of the job you already have. Or
On TikTok.
Right, on TikTok or whatever. You have to, that's what you got to do.
Which is crazy because like even 5 years ago, if you did somebody else's material or repeated something else someone was doing on like even Vine, which doesn't exist anymore.
Isn't that what TikTok is though?
Yes. Like
we were like,
before,
awesome. I'm like, didn't we just have Vine? Didn't we just kill Vine?
But Vine, you had to actually be creative. This is just a million people repeating one person, and you don't even know where the original thing came from.
Right,
it's just
it's
people lip singing and repeating everything. And before that would ruin your career. Now it makes your career.
Right. Yeah.
And then you're co-hosting a podcast with Dave Portnoy. I don't.
Yeah. Right. How does that happen?
None of it makes sense. And every guest.
It's all about followers and exposure.
It is.
You know, which is good and bad in certain ways. So that means the power isn't just in the hands of a few, really. It can be in the hands of people, regular people, that can get a lot of followers for doing something online. You don't really have to purposely make a porn of you having sex with an athlete to get notoriety. You can do something like take down a huge sub in 3 bites.
Yes, because the athlete sex tape thing has been done. So that's
exactly. So, you know, it's like, okay, there's porn, big deal. You're doing porn. That's so passe. But, oh, you just ate a chicken parm sub in 3 bites. Holy Jesus. That's amazing.
Yeah. To some Nicki Minaj music. Let's, here's all my money.
On a side note, the greatest thing I ever saw on Vine was a guy's face. He's looking out a window of a car while the car's driving, and he's going like this for the first second, and then it turns around, and it's a guy's ass sticking out of a car window driving next to him on the highway with shit coming out of it. I wish I could bring it up because Spaz and I laughed. I can say just for an hour straight watching it over and over. We laughed, we cried until we just couldn't produce noise anymore. It was just the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen ever.
Have you ever looked up old Vines though?
No, you can do that.
Oh my God. On YouTube, when I'm feeling like a little bit depressed or like stressed or anything, I'll go on YouTube and I'll just type in Vine compilation, and there's a million of them. And that happens to me every single time where I start laughing to the point where I'm not making noise anymore. It's just
well, it's good. I mean, laughing's good therapy for, what you're going through right now, which is everything at once.
Oh God. It's just, I don't, nope. That's not it.
If you're going to take an hour to just laugh your ass off, I think that's great. That's a great prescription. That's better than, drinking or weed. Listen to me. I sound like a fucking dad as I'm I'm sitting here with a bottle of Jameson, That's bad.
God.
Laughing is good medicine.
Don't do what I do, kids.
Asshole.
Actually, weed is one thing that I've been getting serious about looking at. Because as I've said many times, I've never done weed before. Mm-hmm. But I remember you telling me about the time that when we were on the air that you were like, I didn't get any sleep last night. I accidentally smoked sativa. Sativa,
yeah.
Sativa, I don't know.
My wife also always calls it stevia. And I'm like, nope, that's a sweetener.
So you accidentally smoked salvia, and
I smoked salvia, and then I jumped out my second floor window through the actual window, and chopped my own dick off with a rock. Yeah, sativa is like it's the one that kind of is supposed to, for most people. Again, like anything else, it affects people every person in a different way. But sativa is the strain that gives you a little energy or makes you less, dead weight, like an indica would. If you had like a solid indica and you smoke that, that's, that anti-drug commercial where that girl's sitting on a chair and she's like, I used to like hanging out with my friend Sylvia, but she's kind of boring since she started smoking weed. And you look over and she's like flat on the couch, You know, she's like literally part of the couch. That's what that's pretty much true. That's what a good indica will do to you.
But in real life, that commercial is not true because I started like hanging out with them once they started smoking weed.
Right. Ever since we started doing drugs, I can't be around here anymore. Good. Get the fuck
Really,
out.
the flat girl is the straight edge.
I know.
But I started looking at.
You need like CBD, some kind of CBD with a little tiny percentage of THC in it, just to help you with your anxiety.
Because that's what Adderall used to help me with, but now I don't. I stopped Adderall because I don't. When I take Adderall, I feel like I'm on Adderall.
Right.
Like I feel chemically, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm on it or off it. It used to like help me,
but you were taking on it, and then you took off it. Weren't you taking on it?
I was taking on it.
Is that what it's called? On it?
On it, yes.
Oh, it's
on it Alpha Brain.
Yeah, that's right. So you were taking the Joe Rogan pills, and did that make you feel chemically?
It didn't, but I also didn't notice a difference, which might mean it didn't make me feel chemically. Right. But then I also, while I was at my peak of my on it, it's super expensive. When I was taking it,
Joe Rogan is like, this is the best thing for you. I eat prepackaged elk meat. It comes in a box made by, people that live in the rainforest. Isn't that right? It's amazing.
Graham Hancock told me about it.
How much is it? $60,000 a month. That's all, and you get the freshest and most organic meat, no chemicals whatsoever. Oh, that's great.
But you're really in tune with the earth. So, I mean, how much money would you really spend for that?
Yeah, exactly. These pills are the best. They make me really focus. How much are they? $6,000 a bottle. That's great. The only way you can feel like this is if you are in the Sierra Desert and one of those orange sand snakes comes up and bites your eyelid. And then you get.
I think we have a video about that, Jamie.
Yeah. Show that. Put that up, Jamie. Isn't that fucked up? That's fucked up, right?
Look at this. I think there's a video of one of those snakes eating a gorilla.
Jesus Christ. Tulsi Gabbard, what do you think about that? Well, I'd really like to talk about the housing situation. Speaking of housing, I microdosed some mushrooms and I built a house out of
with Elon Musk underground.
A full size house, not a little one that you build at day camp. Isn't that fucked up? Show her that, Jamie. Look at that.
And then Elon Musk is
back there going, yes, we built a house together.
We just signed the papers and we built it because we built
do anything because I have the money.
Just fill out the paperwork. You can do anything.
Yeah, whatever. I just have a good team of lawyers. Pretty much. You got billions of dollars and a good team of lawyers. You can do anything you want.
Hey, I believe every word that comes out of Elon Musk's mouth. So
he's smoking weed and taking mushrooms. So do I.
I think we need to get rid of the you need to be born in America to be president law and Elon Musk president, Joe Rogan vice president. And all the meetings are just on the Joe Rogan podcast. So we're just in the loop.
Jamie.
Jamie's the press secretary.
Bring up that tank those Slovaks made. The one out of milk cartons. See, we get like 60,000 of these. And, one of some of those, what do they call it? What do they call the guns that they make out of fucking plastic? Ghost gun. We make everything. We put all ghost guns. Put our ghost guns on the milk carton tanks. And they cost like $70 each. Right? And then we take the rest of that money. We dunk it into public education. That's right. I don't understand why people don't fucking get that. Have some elk.
Well, let's force Ford to make tanks again, huh? Yeah, let's do that.
All right, enough making fun of Joe Rogan.
I know we're going to get kicked off the algorithm. 600
billion followers.
Hey, he used to come to you for exposure. So
yeah, hello. Yeah, this is security downstairs. There's a guy named Joe Rogan here. I'm like, oh yeah, just send him up. He's okay. Hey, what's going on, you guys? No guest and no Isaiah. This was purely a therapy session for Josh, who's on.
I was actually able to talk with no Isaiah.
Oh, yeah. I know, right?
Are we done? Are we done? Stop. No, don't.
Cock. All This is the most Josh has spoken in a long time.
It is. And I can feel the blood coming back into my face. I feel a little bit happier. I'm just able to get some stuff off my chest because,
So the baby's literally ready to go at any moment.
Yeah. The doctor, is it okay? It's just us. Is it weird for you just to talk to me?
Josh, I did it for like ever.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm just so.
What are you talking about? You know what's weird is that we're doing it on a fucking computer. That's weird to me. Did you see the fucking story? I had sound of it, of the CEO of Zoom said he was sick of Zoom. He was like, I had 19 Zoom meetings today. I'm so tired of that. I was like, yeah, buddy.
Are you? Because the CEO of Skype isn't.
I mean, this guy became a billionaire in a month, and now he's like, I just can't wait to talk to people in person.
Thank God I don't invest in stock, because when coronavirus started happening, I was like, oh my God, Skype is going to love this. And I was like, if you own Skype stock, and then Zoom came out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what the hell is Zoom? You mean the PBS show? They're going to show me how to make something out of construction paper?
Today's doodle.
We're going to count how many dots are on a basketball.
This is the coronavirus.
Here's my weird dance to it. Buy Hood milk.
That's right. Well, listen, good luck. I mean, I know the anxiety, but not so much, because you're like emergency response, because you have to have a bag packed and everything. Like,
Yes.
the birth of our child was scheduled. That was really weird for me, sitting with my wife's OBGYN.
Picking your daughter's birthday.
Yeah, and everything's like, she's like, everything's great. Everything's moving along. So how about, let's see here, Tuesday, 1:00. And I was like, all right, let me check. I think, yeah, I can do that for the birth of my child.
Right.
And it's like, I'm writing it down in a date book. It's like Tuesday, 1:00, go to the hospital.
It still seems like a faraway thing, even though the doctor said, like, here's my card in case anything happens tonight or this weekend. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, you're a floating, this could happen at any moment. At least I knew exactly what was going on and when it would happen. So I had time to mentally prepare and everything. Any moment, that tornado could tear through that trailer, man.
I know. We're in Tornado Alley, and I'm still like, I need to set my audio up. I can't have her. Like, all my equipment is everywhere, and like, still in my head, I'm like, I still got time to get another radio job before she comes. And then they're like, this weekend. I'm like, I don't know.
Hey, so you're gonna go like Facebook or Instagram Live, right? Are we gonna
during the thing?
Yeah, are we gonna Zoom this?
We should.
The
Yes.
Delivery room?
Yes.
Will they let you bring your audio? Will they let you bring... Will they let you bring your audio equipment in there? You mind if I set this up over here?
You know what? I'm just going to take the radio approach. I'm not going to ask. I'll apologize later.
Yeah, never. Yeah, don't ask. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, Josh.
Yes,
Always
it
that's
is.
the Ron Valerianism. That's
Which is true.
Yeah, it's very true.
But
Yeah.
I think the anxiety and just how my brain is everywhere from like moving and like basically swapping apartments. Like right now I'm in my old apartment, and this is going to be the new like podcast studio or whatever, and then also trying to focus on the podcast and doing other stuff while also being like, is the baby coming out right now? And
Every weird motion she makes, or every time she goes,
yeah.
and you're like, is it now?
Or she's like hunched over the coffee table, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's just like, I'm stretching. And I'm like, stretching what?
Yeah. I can't sit up because I have a human being inside of me that keeps my back from going straight.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. I can't go too far if she needs me to
right. Yeah.
as help to get up off the couch.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
So I'm like trying to book guests as I'm like, all right, 1, 2, 3. All right. But
and then it'll be a little tiny person that you can't go too far away from. And every little noise that little tiny person makes, or every time it cries, you'll just be like, what's wrong? And that little tiny person won't be able to tell you. And you're going to play this guessing game, and you're going to, well, you know what you're going to want to do? when that baby won't stop crying, the first thing you're going to want to do is call the doctor. And you should.
Yeah.
Because then the doctor will say, relax, Francis. All right. You need that. But you're just gonna it's just gonna be all about that little tiny person. And again, it's kind of a guessing game. There's no formula, there's no standard issue instructions.
So no instructions, crying, guessing game. It's like living with a woman.
I will hold back my comments.
I'm already married. So.
Yeah, she's not here, but she's going to find out. So,
the Lord's definitely going to find out. And
yeah,
she's pregnant. So
yeah. You're going to be okay, man.
Yeah. So I've been Googling.
You know what? You're a nice person. That's what really comes down to. And so you're going to be okay.
Thank you. Or, I'm good at pretending like a nice person.
Yeah. It's good for the next few months after that little person comes. It's going to be like being at Guantanamo. They're not going to let you sleep.
They're going to play AC/DC on loop.
It's going to be a screaming thing on loop, right? It's going to be noise on loop. You won't be able to sleep. You're going to kind of lose all contact with the outside world for a little while. You'll still go out and stuff, but your brain won't. Your brain will still be in the sphere of the little person. So you could go out and you could go get milk, but you won't even remember the transaction or anything like that because you'll be too tired.
I'm like that anyway.
Distracted. Yeah.
That's why I've been researching weed.
Yeah. Well, I'd say just get some CBD with just a little bit of THC in. If you can find something like that, it'll take a little edge off.
But I think the thing is I've just never dealt in that world before. And there's a place in Millis that's a cannabis dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what any of it means. And like, it's showing like nugs of weed. And I'm like,
you don't have to buy weed. Like you don't have to smoke it. It comes in everything now. You can get it in little gel capsules or pills. You can get it tincture with just drops and put a couple of drops in your mouth, or you can get it in food, candy.
That's what I would prefer
instead of get gummies or something like that. There's several different ways. You don't have to smoke weed anymore. I like doing that because that's the way I've always done it, and it's nice, and I like the way it's
because you're old school.
I'm old school, right? I just shove it in my butthole and wait,
All right, Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. But is that a glass pipe in your ass, Mr. Shoe? I sat down on it by accident.
And I'm not in a hurry to move it. So,
take your time. Not feeling it yet. You'll be all right, man. So, all right. I have to, I'm going to get off now.
You're
oh yeah.
So do you got to head to the Woo Sox game or?
No, not yet. They're on the road. The home opener is on Tuesday, and I'm very excited to go down to Polar Park.
Are you going to be throwing out the first? Oh, and Carrie's on the Pike now.
I was going to mention that before I left. Yeah, Mistress Carrie. If you're a fan of Mistress Carrie and WAAF back in the day, Mistress Carrie just landed a job doing afternoons at 100 FM The Pike in Worcester. You can listen to 100 FM The Pike at pikefm.com. You can listen to her on the Pike app, or you can ask your smart speaker to play 100 FM The Pike. She starts on Monday at 3:00.
So for all the people commenting, I don't get the Pike where I live. Go on the app.
Get the app, ask your smart speaker to play it, listen, stream it online, pikefm.com, and she starts on Monday. And I'll tell you right now, everybody's freaking out. They're very happy about it, of course, but nobody is happier than I am to be working with that woman again, because she is just an amazing person. She's my radio sister, and working with her motivates me to just be better. And for all the best reasons, not out of fear and not out of competition or anything.
It's just you feed off each other's energy.
Right. She just has that energy where it just, I got to be better because, I don't want her to be disappointed in me. And I mean that for real.
Yeah.
And and more than that though, but it's great to be working with her. And a lot of people have been saying a lot of really nice things online, and that's great. I'm glad. And she's pretty psyched about it too. So we're all pretty psyched at the Pike.
Isn't and now Chuck Perks is gonna change his name to Mike Wild?
I hope so. I was talking to him yesterday. Chuck Perks is the midday guy at the Pike. He's also the program director, but back in the day, he worked at AAF and he did a show called The Hairball, and his name was Mike Wild. I loved his show because it was all like hair metal, but it was a fun show to listen to, because I love my little dose of hair metal here and there. And he was great. I was talking to him yesterday. Carrie's back. You should do The Hairball again. He's like, Chuck, you still love the music. He's like, yeah, I still love it. I'm like, well, just do it like an hour show on the weekend. So he goes, I don't have time to do that. And goes, maybe maybe like one of you guys, we can hire someone. I'm like, no. Mike Watt, you should change your name just like
don't even change your voice. Just
Saturday night. Yeah, just go on. And it's like, Chuck Perks becomes Mike Wild on Saturday night for The Hairball. That would be fantastic. He's a great guy, but I was like, yeah, gotta bring it back, man. That'd be awesome. But this is gonna be just like what WAF was. It's not gonna be. It can never be the same exact thing because there were other factors involved in that. But
and the history and the name on it. But I mean, it's the same. It's the same family in a new house.
Right. That's the thing. It's the gang.
Yeah.
And we're all fighting for the same thing right now. And Chuck was there back in the day, and he knows. He was there on that last day. He brought Bob and Zip by, and
you know what it is WAF was the New England Patriots. The Pike is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I hope so. I hope you're right, because if it's true, I'm going to get shit-faced and throw that trophy in the bay.
And you're going to get Julian Edelman in like a week. So
I know, right? Yeah, getting Carrie is like getting Jules, right? I hope so.
That's awesome.
We're all pretty psyched about that. It's going to be great.
All right, cool.
And so listen, and she starts Monday, 3:00. Make sure you're listening. Go to pikefm.com. There's tons of different ways you can listen.
We should get her on the podcast to talk about it before she goes, if she can. I don't know. She's probably a little busy.
She's a little busy because she also works for Westwood One Radio Networks.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. And then I was like, oh, I thought I saw Westwood One. I don't know.
So she's like doing afternoons for them too. And that's a whole different, that they're hearing her all over the country.
Yeah.
But she wanted to do this because, she's from here. She wanted to get back in the, radio in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's Worcester Radio. I mean, it's the AF crowd.
That's right. Yeah. And hopefully all those old listeners will come back around and hear her, and it'll be awesome. But yeah, she's super busy. Plus she still has her podcast, the Mistress Carrie podcast, and she's got Cocktails in the War Room, and she's doing the sit rep every day. So yeah, she's, that's what she does.
She's got her hands full now.
Right. Absolutely. And you're going to have your hands full soon with a little bundle of joy.
I am, but I'm going to need to have my hands full outside of the bundle of joy so that, so that I'm not going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely.
But
you'll love it. That first diaper change, it'll be awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for. I've been reading a lot about the consistency, and there's seeds in it, and it's sticky. And then everyone keeps saying stocking up on wipes, and I don't know.
I'll give you some unsolicited advice. Just get several packages of wipes. Keep them in every room.
Every room,
because you never know when that stuff's going to explode.
So I guess we got to stop wearing white, huh?
Well, whatever. I mean, it could actually enhance some colors.
Okay.
Just keep wipes in every room. Seriously, every room, even by the door, because there'll be times you're like, hold on, oh my God. And then you just get in the door and it's like perfect. And then you're going to need it right there. So just keep wipes everywhere. It'll help you out.
All right. Well, we'll get a diaper sponsor for the podcast, and we will be sorry about,
Hazel's a sponsor?
Yes, that was actually going to be one of the next things I brought up. Why?
I'm just waiting on my free food.
That was going to be my next thing I was going to ask you.
Okay, well let's get it going, man. I mean, what do I got to do? You know, it's free food. You know how I am.
I was going to ask you how you take your Italian sub and what pizzas you want to try from them, and I will bring it to you because I still have beer and a Harpoon shirt that I need to bring to you.
Okay. Well, why don't we wait till the baby comes? I'd hate for you to be out here going, "Hey, I got all this beer and this sub for you," and then you get a phone call like, "Oh my God, the baby's coming!" And
The due
I'm
date's
like,
the
"That's great."
25th, and don't worry about it. Worcester's not that far.
We'll hook it up. So thanks to Basil's and Wolfpack Coffee, and of course
Invoke Media,
Invoke Solutions. Now that's what they're called.
Damn it! I read the email about that, and it's solutions.
Here at Invoke Solutions, we help you change your baby's diapers virtually. And of course, Garage Doors Plus and Chris over there, always great. Is Bridgewater State still a sponsor?
No,
Have we
they're
talked
not.
to our intern at all?
I don't know what happened to the intern. We did, that was through Isaiah. He's kidnapped in Mexico. He's still plugging Bridgewater State, but I don't know why. And we have nothing to do with them. So
okay, that's great. And then Holliston Pet Resort. There we go.
Yes, Holliston Meadows Pet Resort. And yeah, I'll do a food drop.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Hey, the food drop. Hey, come on in. I got a special this week. Hey,
hey, there's cake in the conference room.
Hey,
get down there before all the salespeople do.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk to. I forgot her name.
Samantha.
All I can think about is Indina Menzel, the woman who sang "Let It Go" from Frozen.
Oh, that's the. I can only hear how John Travolta said her name.
That's not her name. Is Samantha Ramsdell, right?
Samantha Ramsdell, yes.
Samantha Ramsdell, who eats a sandwich like no other. She's amazing. So
I don't know if you could call it eating or just deep throating large subs.
Well, I say deep throating is if you pull it out and then put it away again, and that's not what that is. No,
right, that's
deep throating, right?
That's the legal term
right.
for it. All right, well, sorry for no guest, and this is the most I've ever talked on the podcast, so also weird. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's really weird, but
it's like the old days. Also, what's $4.95?
Oh God, are you gonna seriously?
I've never heard of it. I'm kidding.
You live right fucking next to it. Jesus Christ.
Trying to bring a throwback. All right. I'll see you.
All right, Josh. Good luck. Let me know when the baby comes.
I will. And text me your Italian sub order.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. See you, dude.
This is Brad Marchand, and you're listening to Breaking the Ice with Josh Dolan. I don't think he would ever let a pizza get out the door before he buried the whole thing, so he likes to eat that kid.